Sup, Cheesecake Nation? Super Chudge fucking Dave blasting at you again with another episode. another episode of DFC Vlog Talk. And today we are coming at you with 90s television. Originally we were just going to make it about 90s cartoons, but there was just too much
good 90s stuff.
Yeah, just so much stuff to talk about. Just stuff you don't see anymore today in today's television.
So I think I'll start this off. And I don't believe any talk of 90s cartoons can be complete without discussing the various teams of a bunch of shit put together. The Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, the Street Sharks, Extreme Dinosaurs, the Mighty Ducks, and so on and so forth.
Yeah, when the Ninja Turtles came out, other companies, they wanted to cash in on that. And like Deke was one of the big ones, because they came out with the Street Sharks, Extreme Dinosaurs. I'm pretty sure they did Biker Mice from Mars. I know, like Dave said, Disney did the Mighty Ducks.
Which was actually a pretty solid show.
Oh, yeah. Anthropomorphic superheroes were a pretty big thing.
They also have the Gargoyles on that, I'd say in that group too, but more on them later on.
Yeah.
But,
obviously...
Eliminating Turtles, what would you say is the best one in your opinion? Like of those kind of groups?
Oh, Street Sharks. I love the Street Sharks. I think, obviously, Mighty Ducks was done better because it was done by Disney. Obviously, any of those Deke cartoons didn't have the greatest budget, but people still loved them and they still watched them nonetheless. But Street Sharks was definitely my favorite. I fucking loved that show.
You guys will get my answer at the end of the video. It'll become very obvious who my favorite one was.
Obviously, and the big companies during the 90s for cartoons and general children's programming were Nickelodeon, Disney, Warner Brothers, and then...
Fox.
Yeah, Fox. And then, like, whatever channel Deke cartoons were on, like those weird Saturday morning cartoons.
They were
like
on ABC.
Yeah, ABC.
Pretty sure. I might be wrong.
Or TBS. Something like that. What other channel those cartoons were on.
So I know you're ready to jump into this topic.
Definitely.
Of video game TV shows. Oh, another one before we skip. The Mummies. Mummies Alive.
Oh, yeah.
Should also be mentioned in that group. Another pretty alright show.
Yeah.
But alright, so Sonic. It had 2 series.
Actually, it had 3.
Well, I didn't see the third one, so...
Well, not a lot of people liked it, so... It had Sonic Sat-Am, which was the one that was eventually turned into the Archie comic. One of the best. Not only my personal opinion, but a lot of gamers, a lot of fans. I agree that Sonic Sat-Am was the best out of the 3, obviously. Very well done. It was done by Deke. And it was pretty good, like, compared to a lot of the other cartoons. Like, the production seemed a lot better. There was Adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog, which I think was done by Disney? Because I've seen it, like, on, like,
Is that the Scratch and Grounder one?
Yep, that was one with Scratch and the Grounder. It was a lot more cartoonier, a lot more weird, and not... Because the other one was really dark, and obviously I like them both about the same,
yeah,
but for different reasons. Like, they were just 2 different shows. Jaleel White still played Sonic. I mean, I'm getting ahead of myself. The third one, I can't really say a lot of people liked it. It was Sonic Underground. It was just its own weird thing. It had Knuckles, which was his first cartoon appearance, but other than that, it's really not that good of a cartoon. The other 2 I highly recommend. But Sonic Sat-Am is the one to go for if I absolutely had to pick one. It was very well done. The characters were so lovable and well liked, well received, that Archie Comics turned it into a series that still goes on today. It's been around since the early 90s. A couple years, I don't know if it came out the same year that Sonic came out. That must have been around Sonic 2 because it had Tails. And it still goes on to this day. Like, I just collected the crossover with Mega Man.
Yeah.
It's an amazing universe that they set up.
And when Sonic made that transition into 3D during the Adventure years, they kind of melted that into the storyline, and I really enjoyed watching it grow as a series. Sonic's always been one of my favorite video game series of all time, and just that, growing up with that, has always been fun. Getting onto other video game cartoons.
Super Mario.
The Super Mario Brothers Super Show / Legend of Zelda. Definitely very quirky. The Legend of Zelda one is kind of weird. Even weirder than the Mario ones, but the Mario one, it's fun. If you're a Mario fan, I suggest watching it, because you'll get a laugh out of it. Whether it's good is up for debate, but it's enjoyable.
Yeah.
Especially because of the live action segments really made it an experience. Both actors are now unfortunately no longer with us. They were fun. They really brought out the characters. And Super Chudge fun fact, Luigi's personality of him being like kind of a cowardly character is said to have derived from this series, and it shows. It was just a fun, goofy, weird cartoon. Oh god, what else was there? I think that they had a Mortal Kombat cartoon.
Actually, yeah, I didn't mind it too much. It wasn't bad, but it wasn't. I don't think it had very many episodes.
Yeah.
So
the Mega Man cartoon I actually enjoyed. It's I don't know. Like, I think Mega Man fans would get a kick out of it. Like, it's different, but I really liked it. Like, it showcases the Robot Masters pretty well.
any one particular game's Robot Masters, or is it just kind of like
it goes on to like Mega Man 5, I think. Mega Man 4, Mega Man 5. So there are a lot of Robot Masters. I know there was an episode where characters from Mega Man X went back in time to fuck around with Dr. Wily. But I gotta say, my favorite villain monologue of any cartoon is from that series. The one where he's trying to blow up the moon. I can't remember if he's blowing up the moon or if he's moving the moon, but look that up. That is a fucking awesome villain monologue, in my personal opinion. But anywho,
any other video game TV shows you want to put out there?
Oh god, just thought of one. Donkey Kong Country.
Yeah, that's pretty.
The CG Donkey Kong Country. Holy shit. It was so bad it was passable. Like, it was one of those weird ones where it took, like, most of the characters from the Donkey Kong Country games, and it was so weird. Like, they... like, it reminds me an awful lot of, like, that really crappy movie Food Fight that came out not too long ago. Like, they're always, like, moving around while they're talking, using their hands, and just, like, gyrating. And, like, it's all the characters, and they sing all the time. And it doesn't really fit very well, but it's still mildly entertaining once you get past that. And it's just... I always get a kick out of watching it.
You ready for a new topic? New subtopic?
I'm just trying to think if there's any more... Oh, Captain N, the Game Master.
I think I saw that one. Wasn't that late 80s?
You know what? You're right. I think that was late 80s, but either way, it was weird.
But, a little bit later in the 90s, the anime influence of Mon shows. Monster Rancher, Pokemon, Digimon. You have so many of these must collect them all, must defeat ultimate evil.
Yeah, definitely.
How to train your monsters, pretty much. I mean, obviously, Pokemon is the grand champion winner of that. I don't care if you were like, oh, I like this show better. Pokemon won.
Yeah.
There's no argument there.
Yeah. You can't even, like, deny it. Like, granted, Digimon is still going on today, but they change it up. I respect Digimon for that. Like, they change it up every season slightly to, try different things, whereas Pokemon, virtually the exact same, hasn't changed.
The fact they haven't aged Ash is kind of like such a cop out to me. And it just kind of I couldn't watch the series anymore.
Yeah, I tune in every once in a while just to see what's going on, what Pokemon he's caught. I'll look it up online, like, oh, Jesse and James caught these Pokemon. You know, Ash has this on his team. These are what his cohorts are like, and it's interesting to look at, but I couldn't watch the whole series.
Yeah.
Like, it was a novel thing when it first came out, but pretty much after Ruby and Sapphire, I just stopped giving a shit about the cartoon. Because after that, Dawn was just basically a shittier May.
Yeah.
And they didn't really change a whole lot. And that's where, like, the novelty of it just kind of went away, because they hadn't really changed anything.
Yeah, Digimon, which, in my opinion, goes really good. I wouldn't even say slightly better. I like Season 2 of Digimon a little bit more.
Yeah.
I know a lot of people really like Season 1. They're kind of indifferent on Season 2.
Yeah.
Very mixed on Season 3. Most people think Season 4 is pretty shit.
Yeah.
And then that's kind of like where everybody kind of drifted off.
Yeah, Season 5, I recommend Season 5 if you're a Digimon fan, because it goes back to, you know, these people having a Digimon partner.
It's more like Season 3, right? Minus the cards and shenanigans.
Yeah, it's very reminiscent of... It took elements from Season 3 and the first 2 seasons, kind of brought them together. It does get a little confusing if, like, there's a male Beomon, and you're like, wait a minute, Beomon was that pink bird that was Sora's Digimon, which was a girl, and you're so used to, like, seeing that, and then turning into Aquilamon, which was Hawkmon's Digimon's Digi-evolution, and then he goes to fucking Garudamon, which was Beomon's third one, and it's very confusing for people who are past fans of the series, but once you get past that, it's a good season. I enjoy it. I've yet to see the newest one, because it scares me.
The Fusion one?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a little weird. A couple more series. Monster Rancher, I guess we'll talk about real quick.
I never really got into it.
Yeah, I liked it, but I never really got into it too much.
Yeah.
Metabots.
Metabots. We were pretty hardcore fans of Metabots back in the day.
Metabots is a really fun show. It had a really cool concept of you have a pet that's also a robot that you fight with, and there's a whole bunch of them, and you can change out parts to make them better. And it had a really fun, like, mini collectible games, with like a dice rolling game. So that was pretty fun.
Yeah.
Maybe someday we'll buy up a whole bunch of them and play a little bit on on here for you guys.
Yeah, I still have a few of mine.
Yeah, I think Tommy still has a few of his too. So maybe we'll put them all together, buy out some of the other ones, have fun. Zoids.
Zoids, that was another good one.
Zoids is really cool. I'd recommend checking it out. I would kind of put those in their own category, and then moving towards like other 90s beat 'em up animes.
Oh yeah.
Yu Yu Hakusho, really fun, really awesome. Definitely recommend checking out.
Rurouni Kenshin.
Rurouni Kenshin I would put in its own category of, if you've never seen Rurouni Kenshin, don't talk anime to me. Like, in my opinion, Rurouni Kenshin is a masterpiece. It is probably... I could understand when people go, what's the best anime of all time? Like, oh, Dragon Ball Z, or this, or that.
Yeah, a lot of that, you know, it's
I never hear Rurouni Kenshin, and I think that's a shame. Like, Rurouni Kenshin, to me, it is beautiful. I mean, it's just a great series. I kind of wish it went longer. Because Yu Yu Hakusho was really good, but I would say Kenshin was amazing.
Because there are a lot of animes like Dragon Ball Z, Naruto, Bleach that a lot of people like, but they also get a lot of hate because of the way that they abuse cinematic time.
Yeah.
I.e., the long fight scenes. The long scenes, just them talking to each other. Like the way that they use flashbacks to kind of eat up time.
Yeah.
And like...
You just have screaming for like 3 solid minutes. And nothing happens per episode.
And of course, the recap episodes you get at least once a season.
But old DBZ fits into the 90s. The other one, not so much. But another one that kind of fits that same kind of category, but doesn't really get nearly as much hate. Inuyasha.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, I don't know. I still think it gets some hate.
I mean, a lot of people are I think, intimidated to start it up if they haven't been into it before, because I think there are like 700 episodes or some fucking insane number.
Yeah.
I know it's like multiple box sets to collect it all. It's a shit ton of stuff, but it's a good series. There are seasons that are a little dragging, but not bad. One that I'm not particularly into, but I know if I didn't mention it, the internet would just fucking rage punch me in the throat. Cowboy Bebop.
Yeah.
Are you into it?
I can't say I'm into it. I'm not a huge fan of it, but I do like it a lot from what I have seen. I just really haven't gotten a chance to look at it a lot. Sailor Moon. We got to throw that out there.
Yeah, again, another one that really wasn't set for our demographic, but I can appreciate it.
Yeah. I have seen some episodes. My girlfriend might get some of the DVDs, and I'll probably watch it with her just because, from what I remember, I liked it as a kid.
And I think they're rebooting it, right?
Yeah, I heard there's a lot of weird mixed feelings about the reboot.
Yeah, I haven't
But,
seen it.
my favorite anime, all time, Tenchi Muyo.
I was in there.
I
Any one particular series, or?
The No Need for Tenchi, I really enjoyed. Tenchi Universe is kind of like there as well. Just because they added another character to the roster. She wasn't like that interesting, but just the way that they keep rebooting the universe, basically. If any of you haven't seen it, there are multiple Tenchi series that usually consist of the same characters, except for the newer one. I'm not even going to talk about that piece of shit. Where there's... It basically started off the whole harem anime spiel. But these characters are really interesting. The different universes are really cool. And they're just fun to watch. And it was an older... It was like a teen anime. Like, it was definitely for older viewers, but they had it on Toonami right alongside DBZ and Sailor Moon. And I didn't think it quite fit in with those shows, but I ended up really, really enjoying it. And it is my dream to buy the big OVA box that has like all the main 3 series in it, plus the movies.
Alright, and no 90s anime conversation. DBZ, awesome. We're going to have a whole topic for DBZ, so we're not really going to go into this, but if you haven't seen DBZ, not only you're missing out on a really cool story, you're missing out on a lot of pop culture, even American pop culture.
Yeah, like...
Check it out. I can't really see an argument not to check it out, especially now they have Kai, which eliminates a lot of the stupider bullshit.
Yeah, if you don't watch Kai, for those of you, obviously, who wouldn't know what we're talking about for whatever reason, DBZ Kai is the company shortening down Dragon Ball Z, cutting out the filler, and just leaving the important, most entertaining parts. Because that's always the first thing that fans of anime
I would say
always complain about.
They kind of fixed a lot of it after, but everything pretty much pre-Saiyan Saga, I would say, is a lot of filler, and it does take quite a while to get through. But Kai cut it way out. Like a lot of that stupid shit didn't matter. It's been cut.
Yeah.
I know a lot of people are like kind of mixed on whether or not you cut it. Like personally, I like to see it just because I really, really enjoy Dragon Ball. So more Dragon Ball, the better.
Yeah.
Except for GT. Yeah, go fuck itself. But all right, I don't want to talk about DBZ. We have a whole topic on it in the Dragon Ball universe. Dragon Ball movies moving forward, future Dragon Ball. That'll be its own fucking whole segment thing. It's a whole brand new thing. All right.
Going back to American, let's talk about the big dogs.
Well, I was going to say, just sticking with Japan, we got one last major topic we got to talk.
Oh, really? Oh, okay.
Power Rangers and its ripoffs. So you had the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, then you had the Beetleborgs, and they were all pretty alright. I mean, then you had like the newer Power Rangers as they went, and you had like the live action Turtles thing that happened with them, and there was... Did the Turtles have their own live action series?
Yes.
Oh, that's where you get Venus de Milo, right?
Yes.
Yeah, so less said about that, the better, but...
I liked the episode where they met the Power Rangers. That was interesting and pretty funny. I can't recommend... And luckily for you, that was on an episode of the Power Rangers, technically, so you don't have to watch Next Mutation.